Very good. Welcome everyone, and thanks for joining us for another special health-focused Tai Chi class. Let's adjust the screen so that you can see my feet a little bit easier. And we'll take right hand into fist, left hand straight, pulling back the thumb, feet together, hands together, and press forwards. Very good. And relax down. Again, apologies. Normally I wear long sleeves for recordings because it means that you can see contrast with the background a bit easier, but it is very warm here. I think it's around 24 degrees C, and I can only cope with so much heat. So let's begin with our four corners warm up, please. Feeding into the four corners of your hips, nice and gently. Of course, I'm always going to ask you to just do what you can comfortably in these sessions. And if you need to do the work seated, that's okay. But there comes a point where if there are certain, keep going, please, I'll let more people in. There we go. Yeah. When you're seated, there are certain exercises that you may not be able to do fully physically. So if that's the case, then what we want to do is guide our mind into the movement, as in you're feeling your way into the four corners of the hips, one at a time. The hips won't actually move if you're seated, but you're doing the same thing. You're visualizing the movement in full. Excellent. Let's come back into center and we'll do our little Chinese drum exercise. So this, we're keeping the hips level, but we're turning inside the waist. So my first Tai Chi teacher, Peter Gilligan, used to talk about the egg in the egg cup idea. So you can imagine that your hips are the egg cup and they stay pretty much still, but you're turning inside the hips. So you imagine the egg, even below the rim of the egg cup, the egg is turning. And the same thing, it's the same feeling within our bodies. So it's not just the waist that's turning. You feel right down into your belly is doing the movement. Good, let's soften it and we'll do our little running the hands over the water exercise. So it's the same movement basically, but with a different emphasis. Now we're focusing on sensitivity of the hands. Feeling into the air and breathing. Really nice practice that we do in Tai Chi. This, the Chinese call it ting. Ting means to listen. We're not just listening with our ears, we're listening with our body. We're bringing our awareness to our system, to our extremities. And people often say to me, oh, I have nerve damage, I can't feel. Into my hands or into my feet or wherever it may be. And that's okay. It's not an exercise in feeling, it's an exercise in listening. So regardless of what you actually feel, even if you don't feel anything at all, you're still opening up your awareness, you're opening up, giving it space for the possibility of feedback. Let's do a little rotation of the arms. So this has implications. The thing is, the understanding is in Tai Chi that where our mind goes, our energy follows. And when your energy flows in a particular direction, it stimulates the physical body in that area. So it means that you may not have much in the way of feeling in a particular zone, say, for example, your feet. Let's change direction, please. But by listening deeply into your feet and breathing into that practice, it may well be that you start to get more sensation into your feet. But even if you don't, it's still fortifying the pathways. Let's stretch. So even if you don't notice any particular difference, you are paving the way, if you like, for the body to rebuild. If you think of acupuncture, that's a little needle going into your body to stimulate an energetic line. to make the energy flow along that line. Not just to where the needle is, but to stimulate the whole line. Change direction, please. We do a similar thing with our mind. Just by listening to a particular area and breathing into it, we are stimulating the line of energy that flows to that area. And where energy flows, things get done. The body is galvanized to heal. Good. Let's do one at a time. Turning the waist. So you can think of it like human nature and commerce. If you have a railway track that's never used, then very little human activity goes on. But if there's a lot of trains traveling up and down the track and a lot of stops, then you're going to get a lot of commerce. You're going to get a lot of activity. And the same is true that when energy is flowing, change direction, please. If energy is flowing up and down our meridians, they're like train tracks, then more and more the energy will tidy up as it goes and help the system into better health. So just by keeping those train tracks nice and clear and every so often stimulating them, you will find that the whole body benefits. Let's circle those shoulders. Breathe. And your breath is like the steam of the steam engine. The breath helps to feed the functioning of the body. So we're directing our mind, we're often using movement, and we're using our breath. We marry the three together: mind, breath, and movement. So check that you're breathing. Don't hold your breath. Good, let's try one at a time. As we breathe into our movements, we are feeding our muscles with the fuel, with the oxygen that they need, and we're carrying away the waste products. So reducing the likelihood of cramp and discomfort. Good, change direction. Very nice. And again, we're using this concept of ting, of listening. As we practice, the mind doesn't just direct, it listens to the body and how it's behaving. Let's come back to center and let's take a deep breath and lift towards your ears, breathing out. Relax down. And again, deep breath, lift. And hold and relax down. One more time, deep breath, lift. And hold. And release, relax down. Very, very good. We're going to do one of Master Locke's exercises for the neck. And Master Locke, he's the one that did the Phoenix, the Open Door 5, the Immortals form, Taoist style Tai Chi teacher. He absolutely hates head circles. He literally said to me, it's the worst exercise ever. And I get it. I totally understand. I think I understand where he's coming from. That these sort of head circle movements, if you have osteoarthritis, osteoporosis, if you have high blood pressure, if you're prone to vertigo or dizziness, it may make it worse. However, one of the students who's actually live with me today came up to me recently and told me that what really helps her vertigo is head circles, the exercise. So it's, yeah, some people love it, some people really dislike it. Today, we're not going to do the head circles. You know the exercise, we're talking about this gentle rotation of head that you can spiral and get bigger. But today I'm going to give you an alternative exercise. But by all means, if you want to talk to me about vertigo or indeed talk to that particular student, After we finish recording, if you want to talk about vertigo and head circles, I will open the platform and we can have a chat about that, because apparently for her it really helps. Anyway, back to Master Lock's exercise. This is an alternative exercise for giving your neck a nice release and limber. We're going to float up, please, through the top of the head, the chin slightly down and back, and we're going to release belly, hips, and knees. So you're allowing that whole area to soften and sink a little bit. Now, just with that, hopefully you'll already feel this two-way stretch, the top of the head floating up with the chin slightly down and back, and the belly, hips, and knees released. You're getting a lengthening of your spine. Now, I'd like you to lower your chin slightly more. So I really want you to feel a very long neck. Feel the back of your neck is really extending. Good. And I want you, with the small of your back, this area at your waist, think of it very gently filling back, puffing back, if you like, or Master Lock uses the word humping your back. But it's not like this. It's not really pushing the back, but just a feeling of fullness. Now that's your setup, and by all means you can do this seated if you're struggling with standing. We're going to take a deep breath in, and as we breathe out, we simply turn the head to 45 degrees. Good. Keeping your structure, breathe in, come back to center, and turn your head to the other side, 45 degrees. Simple, right? We breathe in, we come back to center, and again turn to 45 degrees. Now you can go a little bit further, if you can, and back to center, breathing in, turning, breathing out. Can you go a wee bit past 45 degrees? Breathing in, back to center, and turn, breathing out. Breathing in, back to center, and turn to the other side, breathing out. Return to center, breathing in, and you can release out of your stance, recover, and close. Excellent. And give yourself a wee bit of movement. Good stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching, let's grab a chair, please, and we'll come together and do a little bit of Wuji. So in this particular class, I like to alternate between standing and seated, but if you need to sit the whole time, that's fine. I also like to emphasize that Tai Chi is a depiction of the yin yang. It's showing two opposing forces coming into balance. Often in Tai Chi practice, we tend to be heavy on the yang element, which is your action. But to truly depict yin and yang, to truly encompass the idea of Tai Chi, that requires us to have periods within the class, within our training, of stillness and calm. So you have movement, that's yang. You need then also stillness, which is yin. And you have the two dots of the opposing colors. So within stillness, there is movement. And of course, you're breathing, your heart is beating, your internal works are all working furiously away. They're all doing lots and lots of movement, but the external body is nice and still. And when we're moving, when we're doing our form, we want to embody this sensation of stillness, of peace, of tranquility, of calm. So there's the dot of each in each other. Good. So let's plant the feet, please. Shoulder width and level. And float the top of your head gently up. Good. If it's comfortable to do so, close your eyes. And we're going to guide our systems into Wuji. So let's feel the top of the head. And pour your awareness down over the front, over the back, over the sides. As you breathe, allow your system to release. As the mind touches each part, feel into it. Notice how it feels and let go. And we keep pouring the awareness down over each and every part of the body, continuously pouring downwards over the body, over the legs, down into the feet and into the floor. Let go. Often we can benefit from multiple body scans. So let's try it one more time. We'll feel up to the top of the head. Check that the top of the head is still buoyant, it's still floating up. And again, pour your awareness down over the front and back, down over the sides, feeling your way, scanning your body, noticing how each level feels. And as you glide downwards, continuously allow yourself to let go. Feel your body becoming heavier. Sometimes people find that they feel lighter as they let go. So notice how you feel as you continue to glide your awareness gently down to the base of the body, down the legs, down into the feet, down into the floor. Calming down. Listen behind you. Let's take a few moments listening behind. Can you feel the clothes against your skin, especially behind you? Can you feel that little gap, that pocket of air between your back and the clothes? Can you feel into the space between your body and the back of the chair? And let's feel into the room or the space behind you. See, can you extend your awareness to the borders of your space, to the room? Or if you're outside, feel for the natural border, garden hedge, a fence. Really listen, pay attention to any sounds coming behind you. This practice has multiple purposes. By listening behind you, we're opening our awareness. But it also has an energy calming effect. It slows and quietens the mind, and it slightly lowers blood pressure. By listening behind, all other thought becomes quiet. Very useful little technique. Just for a moment, let's sit quietly and listen. Very good. when we go into Wuji, it comes a stage that you actually lose any interest in starting to move, that you start to feel just very comfortable and tranquil in that quiet space. And of course, when you practice, once you have achieved a feeling of Wuji, it's lovely just to stay there. Give yourself time and just enjoy that peacefulness. But even dipping into it for a short period gives you that feeling. You can then allow the feeling to stay with you as you practice and through your day. And the more you practice Wuji, the easier it will be to slip into that way of being. And with regular practice, you will find that the tranquility is much more effortless. It just is in the background throughout your day. But for now, let's bring the awareness back to the room or your space, and picturing the room around you, you can begin to wiggle fingers and wiggle toes and ease from your stance. Yeah, today I just want to live in Wuji. I felt perfectly happy and home there, but we better do some Tai Chi as well. So easing from your stance, but let that feeling linger. It doesn't disappear when you're doing your Tai Chi or the rest of your day. It's part of you. It's part of you at all times. So Tai Chi does not, or Wuji is not created as you practice. It is uncovered as you practice, as you let go of all the other stuff that's keeping your mind occupied and busy. In underneath it, we're always in a state of Wuji. But the way we think and the constant stimulation of our minds and of our environment around us kind of occludes it, kind of hides it away, so that it's difficult to realize that there is a perfectly calm and tranquil being in underneath at all times. But you can bring it out easier and easier with practice. Good stuff. Up you get, please, or if you want to remain seated, prepare for our form.
Jane,
Yes.
can you spotlight yourself so your screen is bigger?
Oh, yeah, I thought I had. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I thought I had follow host video hide. Hold on a second, I'll pause the video. Good. Okay, folks, so let's come and do some form. Let's bring our feet together and float up through the top of the head, the chin slightly down and back. Again, we bring ourselves to a point where we're calming, relaxing down. Basically, all Tai Chi begins with a moment of Wuji, that feeling of stillness. Good, we're going to release belly, hips, and knees, filling right, empty left, and open to your left, feeding into the center and relax down. Let's breathe in and float up. Feel to the fingertips and release and relax down. We'll do that a couple of times more. Breathing in and float up. Feel to your fingertips, release, relax down into your belly. This is called raising the water. Good. And now let's do a little bit of what I call the lasso. So we're going to do a little turn to the right to turn to the left, and a little turn to the left to turn to the right. We're just getting that feeling. We're really doing a kind of figure of eight here to begin. Little turn back to center. Little turn back to center. Little turn. Good. Okay, now I'm going to come forwards. Keep going, a little turn. And now in our next movement, a little turn to the right, and the right hand scoops underneath and up. So we have one palm facing in and one palm facing out. And we're going to do a little turn to the left to release the hands and turn. And I'd like to do just a wee bit of repetition work, like silk reel it, to get the feeling of these moves. So turn, let the hands flip over and bring it across. Good. And release, turn, and bring it across. Allow the shoulders to hang heavy, allow the elbows to release. The arms should feel nice and soft. And we feel into the fingertips. Good. Little turn and come across. And we keep ending up in what's called ward off position. So if I untwist, you'll see it's like this. One palm facing out, and it's sort of on the horizontal line, and one palm facing in, more on the vertical. So we've done that to the side. We release, we let the arms flip and turn and release. I'm sorry if my top is dazzling. I realize the screen, it might be a little uncomfortable. Good. Okay, so we're to our right, to your right. We're going to do it again. Release, flip, and turn. Good. And release, flip, and turn. And this time, lift the right toes and turn out on the heel. Let's feed the weight forwards and bring the left foot in. And now we expand to the diagonal, stepping forwards. We release and turn, allow the arms to relax down the back, and feed the weight forwards, expand the front arm. Or expand both arms, make a bar across with your front arm. Relax to center and expand. Bring the back foot and hand through. And hammer punch, we raise the fist, turning your left palm. Relax the fist into the palm. Keep the hips level and lift and stamp. Good. Can we do that much again, please? Take a breath and relax down. Okay, so from the top. Ready? We float up. We relax down. And just one of each. Gathering to the right. Scoop to the left. Release to the left. Turn to the right. And expand. Circle down to the back. Expand, make a bar across. Relax to center. Expand. Bring your back foot through. Up, down. Up and down. Good. Release and open to frame your right hip. Bringing the arms up and over, turning out your left foot slightly. We're going to step forwards with the right foot and hand. Okay, and we're going to change arms and step forwards with the left foot and hand. Again, change arms and step forwards, right. Prepare to punch. So your left hand comes into fist and the right hand directs the focus, and we punch, turning the waist. Two arms go along parallel lines. Good, release. Feed it forwards. Roll back. Let the arms flip over. Feeding forwards, bring the arms up towards the shoulder, towards the ear, screw into position, and our little Charleston move as we fill the hands forwards and fill the back. Relax to center. The right hand swings down and back. The left palm turns to face up. When I say back, go to the back corner. Good. Draw in and turn your front palm to stretch the hands apart. And again, we turn to the corner, palms face up. Everything draws in. Turn the front palm and stretch the palms apart. Turn, palms face up. Draw in. I'm going to come forward. Step back, left, and stretch apart. Turn. Draw in. Step. Stretch. Turn. Draw in. And this is your 5th time. We're going to step with the toe. We're going to sweep around into a hook and chop. Good. So the back hand, your left hand, is sitting like this in the hollow of the top of your leg. All right. So we're going to turn towards your back hand and untwist the arms, release them from your body. Bringing the arms forwards and bringing your right arm up. We feed the weight forwards and step underneath yourself. Shift your weight onto your left foot, step back with your right foot and bring the right hand down as the left hand comes up and relax both arms, relaxing belly, hips and knees. Release your front foot and take a more comfortable step forwards. Find your corner, make a fist with your right hand this time. Relax to center, checking posture and punch. Again, arms going along parallel lines, one forwards, one backwards with equal force. Release and expand. Shoulders, elbows, hands. Turning towards the back, swinging the arms down, gathering the foot to come through. Raise the fist. Relax down, up, down, release. Let your hands feel full. If you just let go as you open, all the blood and energy flows down into the hands. They'll feel almost throbbing and then float up to level with your chest, top of chest. Relax down, belly, hips, knees. And let's go all the way down until we're level with the base of the body. And we hold there for a moment. Think of sealing in the good energy. Good. Point to the floor. Float up. Through the top of the head with your in-breath. Breathing out, fill your right foot. Just bringing the weight over just a little bit. That's enough. And emptying left, you can close left. Excellent. Well done. Recover. And a heel tap. Good. Just come and sit down just for a moment. I'm just going to mention the end of the form, and then we're going to do it a couple more times. One more exactly the way we just did it, but without me talking, so that you can just get into the flow and follow. And then the last time we're going to do it the back view. So we'll just do it the full form with all the turns and the back view, bringing it back to the actual form as opposed to a learning technique of facing camera, facing screen. Okay, so at the end of the form, we bring the hands down to the level of the base of the body. You may have noticed that when we did the Phoenix form, we haven't looked at it today, but we've looked at it recently. We tend to finish with the hands level with the waist rather than at the base of the body. But both techniques have a very similar reason. It's that the one here at the waist, you're finishing sitting on top of the Dandian ball, if you like. We're guiding the energy to the top of the ball. So we're filling the chi ball, we're filling our lower body with energy. Whereas in this form and in the Chen forms, we tend to go down and we pause at the base of the body. And it's similar, it's just instead of sitting on top of the ball of qi, we're sitting underneath the ball of qi, and we're fortifying the energy at that point we call the wei yin, or the perineum in English. So the idea is that you're helping to seal in your good energy. So if you just did all the way down, you could just sort of earth all of the energy that you'd been working with, and end up feeling a little bit drained. So the reason that we pause at the end of the form is really to help your energy to accumulate and to resonate in your dandian in the center, which is a way to recharge your batteries. So the form circulates your energy, but just like all of the rivers of the world all feed back into the ocean, at the end of the form, we bring it back to the ocean. So for this form, as I say, we're thinking of just fortifying, of holding the energy just for a moment in the dandian, so in this space, and we're sort of strengthening the base of your body basically to contain that energy before you finally finish. So that containment can be very useful. Tai Chi in general is very useful for bladder control and bladder strength and kidney balance, that we're always bringing the energy back to the kidneys, back to the dandian. So it's very, very useful for that. It's very useful for sexual health as well, very useful to prevent the likes of a prolapsed uterus and things like that. It is tonifying, but you don't actually ever have to clench any of your muscles underneath you. We're not doing Kegels or anything like that, but simply by bringing the hands to that area, simply by doing the good posture, floating up and relaxing down, that is strengthening the cradle, if you like, of the body. The underside of the body all gets stronger. So that's why we're doing that pause, and it's why in Phoenix we finish here, and in the Chen style we finish down here. But we're coming at the same thing from two different angles. All right, so up you get. You've had a wee rest. I hope you've had a sip of water. You can grab a very quick one now if you like. And let's do the form again from the beginning to the end, just facing forwards as we have been doing. And then last time we'll do it with the back view. Okay. Are we ready? Stepping to the left. Prepare. Coming down. And release. Follow me, please. Sealing in your good energy. Point to the floor, close out. Fill right. Close left. Very good. Recover. And a wee heel tap. Folks, that was beautiful. Well done. Well followed. Okay, now we're going to do it back view. So just follow me. Go with your instincts, and remember, if you're not absolutely sure what a hand position should be doing, it really doesn't matter that much. If your arm is in the ballpark, if you're in the right kind of area, that will do. But once you understand the mechanism of Tai Chi, you can pretty much work it out. I've had my teacher saying this a few times to me. I'd say, look, I'm not sure what the hands are doing here. And she'll say, just silk reel it. And I'll go, well, which silk reeling is it? You know, because there's a set number of different, you know, all of this. This is silk reeling, these kind of movements. And there is, yes, there are these sort of prescribed ways of moving. But it all teaches us that basically, if we're going inwards, the blade of the hand will lead the way. If you're going outwards, the outer edge of the thumb will lead the way. There are exceptions to the rule. When the thumb leads the way, that's spiraling the energy out. And as soon as the little finger edge starts to turn, that turns the tide and helps the energy spiral back in towards the center. But as I say, it doesn't matter too much. Get your feet right, get your leg position right, get your body alignment right, get your arms roughly in the right place. And then if the hands aren't doing exactly what the teacher's doing, it's not actually all that important. It's, you know, it's styling more than anything else. So let's give it a go. Try, folks. And if you get totally lost, don't worry, just sit down and watch, and you can learn a great deal just from watching. Okay, are we ready? So we're over to the right-hand side. Floating up. Calming down. Ready. And gather to the right. Scoop to the left. Release to the left. Lift the right toes and turn. Feeding forwards and expand step. Circle down and back. Feed forwards, there's your bar in front, relax to center and expand. Bring the right side through. Hammer punch. Up. Fist into palm. Up and down. Release to frame your right hip. Bring the left toes up, turning on the heel. Feed the weight forward, step right. Change. Step left. Change. Step right. Okay. Prepare to punch. So we find the back corner, left hand in fist, relax to center, and punch. Good. Release. Right hand forwards, left hand scoops under. Roll back to your left. Roll your hands over. Feed the weight forwards. Screw into your right leg. And fill your hands forwards. Charleston move. Fill your back. Back. Relax to center. Right hand swings back to the corner, and we step back and stretch the balloon. Turn to the corner, left palm back, draw in, step back, stretch, and turn. Go in, step, and stretch it out. Turn, draw in, step back right, stretch, and turn, draw in. This is your last time. We're going to touch with the toe, turn the heel in and swipe into a hook, round behind and chop, turning the right toes in. So now your feet are pointing to the corner. We turn to the left, untwist the arms, open the hand, turning to the right, right hand up, left hand forward, step down underneath. Shift the weight, step across. Heel in, weight back, front toes release, arms up and over. Relax down. Release the front foot and step. Find your back corner. Right hand in fist. Relax to center and punch. Good. Release. Feed your weight back and expand. Shoulders, elbows, hands. Lift your left toe, turning on the heel. The right hand swings back and down. And hammer punch. Up, down. Up, down. Release. Expand. Float up. And relax. Belly, hips, and knees. And the hands finish level with the base of the body. Just think of sealing in your good energy for a moment. Point to the floor, float up, breathe in. Fill right. Breathe out. And close left. Recover. And a heel tap. Jolly good. Well done. I know it's not so easy. I mean, Tai Chi isn't easy. It's designed to be a challenge. But using a screen, there are certain challenges of their own. But you're doing ever so well. I hope you are enjoying your practice. That's most important. Let's finish with a little warm down, please. We were flirting with the idea of doing a wee bit of 24 today, but we'll maybe leave that for now. But I'll check in with you and see, would you like to start thinking about the 24 form? You're doing ever so well with this form. I'd like to get you confident with it. And of course, once you've learned a form, that's only the beginning. Then you have to start practicing it. So let's go down the legs. With a cupped hand, just give everything a little pat. Like you're saying, well done, you've done it. You've done your exercise, now you can rest. Coming up the body again. Over the shoulder. Back to center, excellent. A little shake out. Let's do our heel taps by Bing Xiao. If you're feeling a little bit delicate, maybe the heel taps will be too much. So if that's the case, you can just bounce the body. But we want everything to go nice and floppy. Let's keep the top of the head light and the rest of the body nice and wobbly and floppy. Good. And stand. Listen to your body. Feel for all those lovely sensations. Breathing into the expression of your system. And let's bring the hands to cover center. Again, we're guiding the energy back into the lower dantian. If you did yoga, you'd call it the second chakra. We're just breathing and calming into the belly. Feeling the touch of your hands, guiding your awareness in. Effortlessly guiding the system into balance. And feel your energy is stronger. Beautiful. Let's release. Relax the arms gently down, easing out of your stance. You can maybe have a little stretch. Post-class practice. And just checking in with your body, noticing how you feel. Of course, in the summer months, it's even more important to keep your fluids up to make sure you've got a nice isotonic balance. If you're sweating a lot, you need more than water. I recommend the likes of a little bit of fruit juice diluted down with water is very nice, or a hot water with some peppermint leaves and a bit of honey is very refreshing. It's cooling, but it's not shocking the system. Chinese do not traditionally drink cold drinks or eat cold foods. Even in the heat of summer, they will still drink and eat hot things, but you can cool your system with the likes of peppermint. So there are ways of cooling your system down without going for ices and ice creams and things like that. Folks, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have enjoyed your practice. You're doing very well. Let's salute. 学生好, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Good.